So typically when I end someone's case, I send them sort of a summary email and I say, these are the things that you need to be thinking about. Number one, if you have a 401k, you need to immediately change your beneficiary. Number two, if you have a will, this is, you need to call someone and you need to have your will changed immediately. Before you change your will, and I realize this may not hold up in court, but you need to send an email to anybody and everybody and say, look, I just divorced so and so. I do not want so and so to inherit anything from my will. I'm in the process of getting a new will. And then I also, and I want so and so to inherit all my stuff, my kids or whomever. I also tell them to say, look, I have a power of attorney over my healthcare. I have a power of attorney over my finances. It used to be my husband or my wife. I just got divorced on this date. I don't want them to do it. So I send them a whole email telling them, these are the things that you need to change immediately. These are the things that you need to be thinking about for the future. You need to think about who's going to be making your healthcare decisions. You need to think about who's going to be making your financial decisions if you have an issue. If you both had a funeral burial plot together, those are and so I send them this summary email telling them all these things that they need to be thinking about. Do they listen to me? I don't know, but at least I tell them these are the things that you need to think about, so that they have it on their horizon, that those are things that they need to consider dealing with.
Do you talk to them about doing some of those things even before they're divorced? There's a lot. I mean, people die in the middle of divorces all the time. We see those cases a lot where someone who wasn't supposed to inherits because they weren't divorced yet.
Correct. That does happen. And if they die during the middle of the divorce, then there's nothing, then there is no divorce. So the things stay with that person.
So can they do that kind of planning while they're still married, but in the process of divorce? Can they do new powers of attorney at that point? Can they do a new will at that point? Or at least something to tie them over?
I had that case where the woman, my client, was very ill. She had several illnesses where she was chronically in the hospital, and the power of attorney, the healthcare proxy that was on file at the hospital said that her husband was going to be making decisions, and that was very scary for her. And so we had to get that changed in the middle of the case to say that it would be her sisters making the decisions, not her husband. And so we've certainly had to address that in the middle of the case to have that so that he was not making decisions rather than her. So that's certainly something that we address, but frankly, it's not something that we address. We address it acutely, not systematically.